by my estimation, we had a top 5 weather day today. Hey everyone, it's Eric here on the Storm Tracker 21 app, wfmj.com/weather, my social media outlets, including my YouTube channel, and you are watching weather for Weather Geeks. So far in 2021, we've had some pretty nice days, but today definitely was right up there. Low humidity, wall-to-wall sunshine for most of the day, and it was very, very comfortable outside. Let's start out this evening with a time-lapse video from our Boardman camera. This time-lapse starts out with the camera pointing at the eastern sky, and boy, just sensational sunshine for the morning. A few fair weather cirrus clouds were in the mix for the second half of the day today, but all things considered, yeah, no complaints here. And, you know, the pools probably weren't packed today with temperatures like this. We snuck up to 71. Our average high is 79, but, yeah, otherwise, just great weather to do anything outdoors today. If you need to mow the grass, go for a run. If your job requires you to work outdoors, the weather today is something that we're not going to see very often by the middle of summer, of course, so hopefully you could take advantage of what today offered. What today is offering across the nation is another quiet evening in most spots, with just a few showers up over the highest terrain of the Rocky Mountains, and a system in the upper Midwest is producing a few showers and storms in Minnesota. That's the beginnings of our next weather maker around here as we head towards the end of the week. The big national weather story, once again this evening, is the heat in the West. And if you've been watching this video over the last couple of evenings, I've been kind of couching this by saying, yeah, it's June, it's places like Phoenix and Vegas, it's supposed to be hot, right? Well, yes, but these numbers are even pretty excessive by the standards of the southwestern U.S., including in Death Valley, California, where it was in the mid-120s yesterday. Late afternoon temperatures are pretty comparable. It is, 5:07 local time, 121 at the Visitor Center in Death Valley. This is a temperature that's much more common in July rather than mid-June. So this is hot stuff, and it's dangerous heat for anybody who has to be out there in the desert Southwest, even in some of the higher terrain in the West. Denver, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Billings, Montana, places you don't usually think of as hot spots. Yeah, it has been hot, and it's going to remain that way for a little while longer. In the meantime, anything but hot here, much like last night. You might have to close the windows in parts of your house tonight, especially on the lower floors, because it's going to be downright cool. Look at what our model's spitting out tomorrow morning. I mean, this might be overdoing a little bit, but not by much. I mean, the model's showing some upper 30s, lower 40s in parts of western PA. Even if that's 3 or 4 degrees too cool, no matter which way you slice it, if you're out and about early in the day on Thursday, it is going to be downright chilly. But with the sun rising at 10 till 6, bright sunshine all morning, it's mid-June, the sun's very strong, those kinds of temperatures won't be around long. If you sleep in only till even just 7 o'clock, it'll be much warmer by that point, and we'll head for the upper 70s tomorrow, much more seasonable. A few fair weather cirrus clouds will be in the mix. All right, let's talk about Friday. There will be a line of, or a cluster of showers and storms that might produce severe weather tomorrow night and early Friday morning out in this general vicinity, say Chicago. This will probably be dying off as it comes into Ohio on Friday, but it will be an important player for the prospects of severe weather around here later on Friday. Now, if this thing comes through and holds together enough that it at least rains for a little while and is cloudy for a while, that will make it harder for severe thunderstorms to get going later in the day. If this thing kind of peters out in far northwest Ohio, the clouds thin pretty early, the atmosphere has a chance to reload in central Ohio, eastern Ohio, that will increase the chances of severe weather later in the day. This warm front will usher in much higher dew point air. You know, a couple days ago we were talking about how, you know, the dew points really wouldn't come up until early next week, but now it looks like this more moisture-laden air mass will definitely make a foothold into the region by Friday and the weekend. So we'll be keeping an eye on things by Friday evening with the possibility of showers and some heavy gusty storms, and I have also increased our rain chances a little bit on Saturday. This time of the year, I got a lot of questions about the weekend weather, and it's another one of those days, Saturday, where if you ask me, is it going to rain Saturday? That's an almost impossible question to answer. There probably will be some hit-or-miss showers and storms in this humid air mass, especially in the afternoon, but whether your community will get one or not is next to impossible to say this far out. Just plan on the possibility of a shower or a thunderstorm on Saturday. One of the key ingredients for the potential for thunderstorms during the course of Friday will be what we call the low-level jet. In other words, a fast ribbon of air above our heads, but not that far above our heads. We usually think of the 5,000-foot level as where we look for the low-level jet. This will be a pretty strong low-level jet on Friday. This can cause a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere and can aid in the development of thunderstorm activity. So that's one of the ingredients that will be there. Whether or not the low-level instability will be high enough, again, will depend some on the cloud cover and the morning round of showers. Even if they're kind of dying off, it might stabilize the atmosphere enough to spare us a big severe weather day. But this got our attention this morning when the Storm Prediction Center did issue a slight risk of severe weather on day 3, something we don't see all that often around here. The day 3 outlook is usually pretty conservative, but since they went 2 on a 1 to 5 scale for day 3, it got our attention today. And so that's the SPC outlook, and they even mentioned in the overnight discussion that somewhere in this slight risk there might be an upgrade to an enhanced risk, a 3 out of 5. I would venture to bet that if they do upgrade this overnight tonight at about 1 o'clock in the morning is when the new outlook would come out, it would probably be in about the area I circled, maybe somewhere out here in Indiana, western Ohio. I guess at this point I doubt they issue an upgrade to this risk for eastern Ohio, western PA, but stay tuned. If you're a night owl tonight, keep an eye out for the fresh SPC outlook. It'll be the day 2 outlook, usually issued at about 1 a.m. So we are in the 2 out of 5, the slight risk of severe weather on Friday, and kind of my opening bid here for the window in which we could see heavy gusty storms late afternoon into the evening. It'd be pretty late in the day, I think. And the threats, number 1 by far and away, would be wind damage. This might be clusters of storms. It might congeal into one kind of squall line coming through. If that congealing squall line happens, that tends to increase the chance for damaging wind gusts. Of course, heavy rainfall with the humid air mass in place, even though the storms might be moving at a pretty good clip. And there might be some hail in these as well. And at this point, with the kind of wind shear that we have in place, I would also put an isolated tornado as a low-end possibility towards the end of the day on Friday. All right, Saturday, hit or miss storm. I do think that Sunday is still likely to be dry. A partly sunny sky for Father's Day. This is likely to be a muggy day, a warm day if your dad likes it hot and humid outside, so you can sit outside on your deck or patio. This is your kind of day on Sunday. At this point, our forecast remains dry and temperatures getting into the mid-80s. We're going to hang on to the muggy air into the day on Monday, but our next cold front is a pretty good one coming our way, I think, Monday night into Tuesday. And with that, another refreshing air mass is likely to come down during the middle of next week. In the meantime, what will likely be a tropical storm will make landfall this weekend, probably Saturday, along the Gulf Coast. The wind threat with this is not super high, but this will probably produce a generous amount of rain for parts of the Deep South and heading into the Carolinas over the weekend and into the day on Monday. The deepest plume of moisture is going to stay to our south and east, but we're still going to be awfully muggy, I think, into the day on Monday before the cold frontal passage. Then at some point on Tuesday, it might be in the morning, it might be in the afternoon, but at some point on Tuesday, a drier air mass should sweep in. And that break from heat and humidity will probably last a couple or a few days during the middle of next week. All right, that's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching tonight's weather for Weather Geeks. Of course, I'll have more updates on social media and on 21 News at 6 and 11 when it comes to our severe weather threat on Friday. In the meantime, I'll see you back here for Weather Geeks. Same time, same place on Thursday.